So last class, we have seen about the signal, right? Traffic signal. There are different traffic control devices, traffic signs. We have completed traffic signs. We have completed road markings, and we have also seen about the traffic signals. Traffic signals is nothing new. It is very familiar to you, right? So today we are going to discuss about the design of traffic signals, how the traffic signals are designed, and what are the underlying parameters for the design of traffic signals. So coming to the design of traffic signals. So you know that in a traffic signal, the vehicles will be moving in different direction. So what are the problems that is arising due to the vehicular movement in different directions? These problems can be overcome by application of a principle known as the time sharing principle. So time sharing principle is very much important for solving the problems arising due to traffic movement. Now, let us discuss certain definitions and notations. These definitions and notations are very much important considering the traffic signal. First one is cycle. Cycle means a signal cycle means it is one complete rotation through all of the indications provided. So in case of a traffic signal, you know that there are three colors of indications, or there are three different indications. There is a green indication, a yellow or amber indication, and a red indication. These are the three indications: green, amber, and red. Through all of these indications, what is the or one complete rotation through all these three indications, you call it as the cycle. Next one is cycle length. Cycle length means one full cycle of indication. What is the time required for completion of one full cycle of indication? You call it as the cycle length. Cycle length is the time required for one full cycle of indication. For example, consider the case of a signal. Green is starting at one particular indication. Okay, it is indicating that there is a onward movement allowed by green light in one particular stretch. Till the green color is starting, till the next green color is starting, you call the entire length. So which means that after the green, there will be a yellow indication or an amber indication, and then there will be a red indication, right? So starting from one green to the start of next green, you call the entire duration as the cycle length. Next one is interval. From one stage to another, okay? From one stage to another, what is the change? The change from one stage to another is indicated by the term interval. There are two types of interval. The interval can be classified into two types. One is the change interval and the other one is the clearance interval. What is the difference between change interval and clearance interval? Change interval, you can also call the change interval as the yellow time. This yellow time will be indicating the interval between the green and red signal for one approach. Change interval is also known as the yellow time. It will indicate the interval between the green and red signal for an approach. Another type of interval other than the change interval, there is one more type of interval, that is the clearance interval. Clearance interval means after each yellow interval, during which all the signal phases show red, and is used for clearing of the vehicles in that particular intersection. So I told that there are two types of intervals: change interval and the clearance interval. Change interval means that between the green, after one green, before a red, there is one yellow indication, right? So this yellow will be indicating the interval between the green and red signal. That is the change interval. Another type of interval is the clearance interval. Clearance interval means it is also known as all red, because after each yellow interval, there is a period which is indicating that now all the faces will be facing red color, and those vehicles which are already existing at that intersection can clear off, right? After the green, after the green, before the red, there is a yellow period. This yellow period is the transition period, which shows that any vehicle, if present in the intersection, can clear off immediately because there is a red signal to be coming next. So this indication is known as the clearance indication. So these are why there are two types of intervals I told, change interval and the clearance interval. Now, green interval, red interval. Green interval means for a particular moment or a particular set of moments, the green indication, you call it as the green interval. It is indicated by GI. The green interval is denoted by GI. So what is the actual duration of green light? Actual duration of green light of a traffic signal is turned on. You call it as the green interval. Next one is the red interval. Red interval means for a particular moment or a particular set of moment, you have a red indication. It is denoted by RI. So what is the actual duration of red light of a traffic signal? You call it as the red interval. Actual duration of red light of a traffic interval is called as the red interval. Next one is what is meant by a phase. You have already seen what is meant by a green interval. The green interval, in addition to the green interval, you are adding with the green interval the change and the clearance interval. We have seen what is meant by the change interval and the clearance interval. So clearance interval and change interval will be added along with the green interval. You call that together as the phase. So in the case of a green interval, which means that green signal is on, the vehicles can move straight, but it is making sure that no conflicting movements are assigned. Non-conflicting movements are assigned. There is no conflict of vehicles coming in the different direction. When you are traveling on a green indicator, you might have observed that if green indicator is on or green signal is on your side, it will be off on the other side. So there is no conflicting movement. All the movements which are permitted by this green will be non-conflicting movement. Next definition is the lost time. The time during which the intersection is not effectively utilized for any movement, you call it as the lost time. Lost time means the time during which the intersection is not effectively utilized for any kind of movement. You call it as the lost time. For example, when the signal on an approach, the signal is turning from red to green. Earlier it was red and now the signal is turning from red color to green color. The driver of the vehicle, which is in front of the queue, will take some time. He will take some time to perceive the signal and some time will be lost before he will move. Okay, so that time duration, that time gap you call as the lost time. The driver will be standing in front of the queue. For that particular driver, there will be some time required for perceiving the signal. The driver need to understand, the driver need to perceive the signal, and some time will be lost before the driver is making his movement. You call this time as the lost time. So these are the different definitions in traffic signal. You have to understand what is a cycle, cycle length, interval, green interval, red interval, phase, lost time. Okay, next one is the phase design. So when we are speaking about a signal design procedure, the signal design procedure will be involving 6 steps. They are the first one is phase design. Second one is we have to determine the amber time and clearance time. Third one is the cycle length. Then apportioning of green time. Fifth one is pedestrian crossing requirements. And the sixth one is the performance evaluation of the above design. So what are the 6 steps involved in the signal design procedure? First one is phase design. Second one is determination of amber time and clearance time. Phase design, amber time and clearance time, determination of cycle length, apportioning of green time, pedestrian crossing requirement, and the performance evaluation of the above design. These are the 6 major steps involved in the signal design procedure. Now, what is the objective of the phase design? The objective of phase design is to separate the conflicting movements in an intersection. What are the conflicting movements in an intersection? The conflicting movements in an intersection will be split up or separated into various phases so that within a phase there is no chance of conflict. But if the objective is to separate all the movements without any kind of conflicts, it requires a large number of phases. So in such a case where the objective is to design all the structures without any conflict. The objective is to design the phases with minimum conflicts or with less conflict. So two-phase signal is one kind of signal. What is meant by a two-phase signal? There are different phases. There are two-phase signal, three-phase, four-phase, or even more number of phases can be possible for signal. What do you mean by a two-phase signal? If thorough traffic is significant compared to the turning moment, you are approaching an intersection, the vehicle is located in an intersection where the thorough traffic is significant and the turning movements are insignificant. So in such a case, you will be adopting for a two-phase signal. Observe this figure. Here you can see that so continuing, here you can see that the two-phase signal, I told that the two-phase signal is adopted when the thorough traffic is significant and turning movements are insignificant. Now observe this figure. Here you can see that in this figure, this is showing a two-phase signal. This is the phase one and this is the phase two. Okay. So here you can see that in phase one, the traffic movement 3 and 4 are non-conflicting movement because there is no chances of conflict occurring in these two directional movement, that vehicle, the traffic 3 and traffic 4. Whereas the traffic 7 and traffic 8 are occurring after some conflict, but they are permitted, they are called permitted right turns, right? Here you can see that the traffic 3 is moving in this direction. And from this traffic 3, there is a permitted right turn, that is the traffic 7. Similarly, traffic 4 is moving in this direction and there is a permitted right turn, that is traffic 8. So this is one phase. Coming to the second phase. Here you can see that traffic 1 and 2 are two through traffic, and from traffic 1 there is a permitted right movement, that is the traffic 6, and from traffic 1 there is a permitted right movement, that is the traffic 5. So this type of signal is adopted only in situations where the turning movements are insignificant. Okay, turning movements are completely insignificant. Now coming to the next phase, that is the four-phase signal. What is present in a four-phase signal? So figure 41.3, this is showing one simple case of a four-phase signal. Here you can see that from each approach, the vehicle from each approach is put into a single phase for avoiding all the conflict. For example, in the first figure, you can see that the traffics are approaching from this phase. The straight movement is denoted by the traffic 3 and the turning movement is denoted by traffic 7. So both these traffic are originated from the same phase. Similarly, in this case also, the traffic is originated from this phase and a straight movement as well as a turning movement is provided. So observe all these four figures, you can identify that the traffic movement is originating from a single phase. Now, this is one possible phase plan for a four-phase signal. There is another option also available for a four-phase signal. In this one, opposing traffic is also put into the same phase. But in this case, in the first phase, here you have seen one phase. In this phase, opposing traffic is not put into one single phase. Only through traffic and permitted right movement is put in single phase. Now observe the other diagram. Here you can see that the phase 1 will be indicating vehicle, that traffic movement 3 is coming from this intersection and moving to this stretch, and the vehicle or traffic 4 is moving in the opposite direction. So in all these cases, in this one, 1 and 2 are opposing traffic that is allowed in the same phase. So this is one second possible way of providing a four-phase signal. Here you can see that a movement is provided like this, traffic 8 and traffic 7 is provided in the other direction. Traffic 5 and traffic 6 are provided in the other direction. So this is indicating a four-phase signal, another possible way of a four-phase signal. We have seen two different cases of providing a four-phase signal. This is another third possible way for traffic 3 is moving in this direction and traffic 6 is moving in this direction. Traffic 4 and 5 are in this particular direction. 1 and 7 you can see here, and here you can see the 2 and 8. So this is how the four-phase signal is provided. This is another third possible way of providing a four-phase signal. Okay, so that is about the different phases.